Up next, meet two brothers helping firefighters in more than a dozen states. See how they are saving lives and building up America when we continue. We want to introduce you tonight to two remarkable people. Brothers, they're also former firefighters, and as you'll see, they continue to save lives, but in a very surprising way. For their Building Up America report, here's David Mattingly.
It came from out of nowhere. One second, Francisco Tuttle was feeling fine.
It was a typical day, typical morning. Had a busy schedule that day. And
this is where it happened.
Right here, exactly.
But in an instant, he was on the floor, unconscious, not breathing, no pulse. The victim of a sudden heart attack. Francisco Tuttle had no way of knowing at the time that his life was about to depend on an unusual act of philanthropy, the donation of a special piece of equipment that came about in a very unusual chain of events.
Francisco Tuttle was saved by a pickle bucket?
In one way or another.
Yeah.
Brothers Chris and Robin Sorensen are former firefighters who founded a national chain of sandwich shops called Firehouse Subs. Their connection to Francisco Tuttle and that pickle bucket we were talking about has its roots dating back 5 years to the aftermath of Hurricane Katrina.
We're giving these, these people that have lost everything a hot plate of food, and half of them are breaking down crying.
That happened in Pearlington, Mississippi, virtually wiped out by the storm. The Sorensen brothers drove in food and supplies. Not feeling like that was enough, they decided to give the town a used fire truck they found on eBay.
And you just couldn't stop after that?
No, that was just the beginning. I mean,
you start to see the big picture, and believe me, everybody needs something. There's no department that doesn't need some kind of gear.
Since 2005, the Sorensen Brothers Foundation has donated more than $2 million worth of equipment in 13 states. A lot of that money comes from selling pickle buckets, emptied by their shops.
We sell 5,000 to 10,000 pickle buckets a month. All right, at $2 a piece. That all goes in the foundation, and it keeps them out of landfills, too.
Yeah, that's great.
That money helped pay for this device called the Auto Pulse, donated to the Mount Pleasant, South Carolina Fire Department. Which brings us back to Francisco Tuttle.
I was dead.
The precision, nonstop compressions of the donated Auto Pulse brought Tuttle back from the brink. And today I'm bringing him to meet the guys who made it possible.
Got somebody I'd like you to meet. This is Francisco Tuttle.
Oh, my God. Francisco, what's up, brother?
This is the first time the Sorensens had ever met someone saved by their acts of charity.
If it wasn't for your contributions and your donations, I wouldn't be here.
Two ex-firemen finding new ways to come to the rescue. David Mattingly, CNN, Mount Pleasant, South Carolina.
Helping to build up America. That's it for 360 tonight. Larry King Live starts now. I'll see you tomorrow night.
Still get chills every time I see that. Every life uniquely touches another, and Francisco Tuttle's life touches Saritha, his wife, his children, Francisco, Dominique, and Michael. We are all, in some way, a special part of Francisco Tuttle's family. We're uniquely touched by his life and his story. And to think it all started with a fundraising idea to sell pickle buckets. Simple idea, and it makes great sense, and for the Firehouse Subs Public Safety Foundation, it makes money. These additional dollars have allowed us to give back to more communities than ever before. And now, it is an honor and a privilege to welcome a special guest to the stage, Francisco Tuttle.
Wow. First, good morning. I would like to thank Chris and Robin and the entire Firehouse family for inviting me and my family here today. It's an honor and a privilege to be here and share in your family reunion. I'm standing before you, literally standing before you, showing you that the Firehouse Public Safety Foundation works. I'm alive. I was able to experience once again a hug from my oldest son, being able to give my daughter a kiss goodnight, seeing my youngest son graduate from high school, having the love of my wife. The funny part is, it's all part of it was because just of a pickle bucket. It's funny how life has different roads and different turns, and one of the turns took me right over here to Firehouse, one way or another. It's a nice road. Very nice. Just like the story said on CNN, pretty much a pickle bucket saved my life. This pillow was bought. My daughter bought it for me when I was in the hospital. Everyone that was instrumental in my recovery has signed it. But it's missing one name. I want to shake the man's hand who came up with the idea of selling pickle buckets for your foundation. Mr. Mike Piacek, would you please come shine my pillow?